Okay, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us to our semi-live session today. We had some tech glitches over here. I guess every platform right now out there has those tech difficulties and challenges because of, I guess, maybe use or whatever. I'm going to share this recording afterwards on my page. So apologies in advance if you were trying to, jump in the call on my Facebook and didn't get a chance. If you're joining the call, please mute yourself because we can hear all kind of background noises, and I don't want to drop you from the call. Looking forward to this call today. Very excited to have some great guests, and I'm going to start first with an amazing person, good friend, super professional, Geoff McIntosh. Geoff, are you on the line?
I am on the line, Meny. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Good to see you. Most of you, know of or know Geoff McIntosh in person. Geoff, you've been around for quite some time. You've been a realtor for over 32 years, 27 of them as a broker owner of your own company. Great company. In 2017, you served as the president of C.A.R, the California Association of Realtors. You also received the National Association of Realtors Award for being California Realtor of the Year. I remember that. A full-time president of the Coachella Valley since 2013. That's amazing. And holds membership in multiple realtor local associations. I can also add that you are also a business owner, and now you're under a lockdown or self-quarantine in Palm Springs. Did I miss anything?
No, we could go on and on, but that's boring. Let's talk.
Well, first of all, thank you for taking the time and joining the call. And we would love to hear from you, from once again, someone who has so much insight and experience in the industry, and also, you're still very much in relation with C.A.R and what's going on. Share some insight and some thoughts and some experience with us, if you may.
I will tell you, Meny, that the current situation with the COVID-19 pandemic has just turned C.A.R on its ear. They are reacting to things fast and furiously, trying to get best information available out to members, trying to get members informed about the possible forms of relief that are available to them or will be coming available to them. But it's a tricky time. It's each president has their own particular issue to deal with. I am very glad that this was not my issue to deal with, because this is huge. I spent about 30 minutes on the phone with President Jean Radzik yesterday, bouncing ideas off of her, trying to figure out solutions that would be a benefit to the members. And I will tell you, there's some great ideas, but execution is certainly going to be tricky. So that's what I see at the association level. As you mentioned, I own a business other than a real estate brokerage company. I own a restaurant in Rancho Mirage, which is by Palm Springs. We are under lockdown from the county of Riverside. We're not allowed to serve any guests, much the same as your situation in the Los Angeles area. In-house, we can be open for to-go and delivery, but frankly, with our business model, that's completely impractical. So unfortunately, we had to lay off all 34 staff members. And yeah, I know, it's terrible. And we're waiting to reopen. The current directive says that we have to be closed through April the 30th, meaning we can open on May the 1st. But in the restaurant industry, and in speaking with my friends, no one believes that it will be that soon. We all think that there's going to be an extension of the current order.
Yeah. What and thank you for sharing this. By the way, I am right now live on Facebook. I just went for my cell phone, so I had to be creative. So if you join us just now on on Facebook live, thank you so much. And I'm just gonna rewind for a second. We had a glitch on our app to share from the app directly. So thank you for joining us. You see me down here on the screen, and you see this handsome person. That's Geoff McIntosh, and I just shared a few minutes ago. Geoff is over 27 years a realtor in our industry, business owner. He's the past president of C.A.R, and he was gracious enough to join us today for our session. So once again, thank you for joining us as well. So Geoff, you've been involved in so many different aspects of the industry. What is your take of what's going on? And you know, you've been a few ups and downs in this industry, in different market shifts, housing crisis, the 2000 market crisis. If you bundle everything together, like from your point of view and your experience, what do you make of this crisis right now?
This is by far the most disruptive event that I've ever lived in. The broad-reaching effects, the fact that our clients, in many cases, are now unable to obtain financing because they've laid off work. It affects every segment of society. And starting about 3 weeks ago, I would ask people if they knew anybody that had been tested and had a positive result. And it was maybe 1 in 10 or 1 in 15.
Right.
Now, today, it's 1 in 2. I worked with a client on March the 9th. I had them in the car for 3 hours. They're from New York. He tested positive last week.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
I suspect that he became infected in his flight on his way home from New York, but it's terrifying.
Yeah. And you know, they say that the curve is gonna hit hard in maybe a couple of weeks as well. But nobody knows in certain, how it's gonna look like. You've mentioned that you're a business owner, right? You have a restaurant, and you had to lay off all the employees, and it's a very successful business. I've been there a couple of times, and great restaurant. And I bet there's a lot of people out there that relating with what you're going through. If they're, let's say, realtors, not just realtors, but especially realtors that they have teams or businesses or other businesses as well. Share a little bit about about that in this aspect of business owner going through those challenges right now.
I tell you, we're doing everything that we can to help our employees. We're trying to find resources for them. There are some small business administration loans that are available to individuals to help them meet rent payments. There are some small business loans available that are designed to help business owners. And coming shortly, there are some products that are going to impact independent contractors, as most of us are. They're going to actually expand unemployment benefits through the Economic Development Department in the state of California to apply to independent contractors. And this is the first time that that's ever been done. So hopefully this will provide some relief to our members. It'll provide relief to the employees of our businesses and help people get through an extremely difficult time. I will observe that the government is spending a lot of money. And whenever the government spends a lot of money, at some point we have to repay that. So what does normal look like? I don't think normal in the future looks anything like normal in the past in many respects.
Yeah, I think it's well-defined statement because we're definitely going to have more of I don't and would love to hear your thoughts. I don't think we ever going to have back to normal. It's going to be back to the new normal, whatever that new normal is going to look like.
Exactly. I agree. It's and it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't mean for this to sound so gloomy. I do see some tremendous opportunities coming. For those of us that invest in real estate, I think that there are going to be some people who really need to sell, and with the current provisions in place, the guidelines established by the California Association of Realtors, for those of us that live in markets where real estate has been reclassified as an essential service, showings are still incredibly slow. I haven't had a lockbox open on one of my listings now in over 3 weeks.
Wow.
And I have clients that need to sell. I think that if someone were to come in and make an offer on one of those listings, they would get it at what we would have perceived 4 weeks ago as a bargain price. So I think that there'll be opportunities for us and our clients in that regard. I think there'll be opportunities for us to spend this next 30 to 60 days reinventing ourselves, figuring out how we're going to better market when we can't be face-to-face with our clients. And people are going to get very creative. And some of the best stuff that I do is something that I copied from somebody else. So keep an eye open as to what your competitors are doing, because you'll see some great, really, really brilliant ideas as to what you can do to further your business.
Yeah. And that's a good insight, great insight for someone who's once again been around for many years, experience in the business, owner of a very successful brokerage as well, and heavily involved with C.A.R. in the state level. Can you share some insight from C.A.R.? I'm not sure if you remember, but a few days ago we had, actually last Wednesday, we had Geoff Hutchinson on the call, and he shared a lot of insight from what they're going through, and you're still very involved. And C.A.R. really, really stepped up and doing a great job. You guys doing a great job with keeping up with what's going on as far as much as possible, and giving us on a day-to-day basis different updates, and how to handle the situation. Nobody is the bad guy over here. There's no like bad and good. It's all of us in this together. What on the C.A.R. level, we were involved in, what can you share with us a little bit more on that one?
Really, I think the most important thing that C.A.R. are doing is pretty much a daily update. Have you noticed that the rules change every day? I personally find that frustrating. It's true in my restaurant business as well. Every day the rules change. And as to the restaurant specifically, it changes effective immediately. So what you thought you were going to be doing later today can change at noon. Flexibility is the key. And having lived through numerous real estate markets and reinventing myself at least 10 times during my career, I'm looking at this as another opportunity to reinvent myself, because I will figure out how to do business in this market, just like I figured out how to do business in the market in the early 90s, just how I figured out how to do business in the early to mid 2000s. It's just, really, it's a great opportunity to get creative. C.A.R. is going to be helpful to the degree possible in that. The wonderful thing about C.A.R. pushing out information and education is if you do it, you'll probably be the only one in your area that's doing it. I can tell somebody exactly how to be successful in real estate. They won't do it. So keep your ears open. Pay attention. If you hear an idea that works for you, use it. It's don't be shy. I always remember when I first started in real estate, I was told that nothing works until you do. So when you when you hear an idea, run with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can perfect it while you're doing it. Just work. Just get out there and do what you can, what you think will work for you. And, you'll come back from this stronger. It's painful now, but I do believe that there will be a day that comes that you look back on this and you go, that made me better at my career.
And that's Geoff, that is the right attitude for any situation whatsoever. So I want to thank you for sharing that, because we don't hear enough of that, and it's also important to stay on top of the daily updates of what's going on, but also it's important to stay away from the news that will maybe hold you back or poison your mind versus what's right to tune into, right?
Absolutely. Additionally, your clients are looking to you as being the expert as far as real estate and how this is impacting the real estate market is concerned. So be the expert. Listen to the information that's being put out, especially by reliable sources like C.A.R., N.A.R., and your local association, so that you, when asked by your clients about what's going on, can say, well, the briefing that we got today was, and be prepared to speak to it.
Yeah, good point. How do you, because you still have, ongoing business, how do you, or what kind of conversations you have with your buyers that, want to hold on, or sellers that want to pull back, or what have you?
I have buyers that want to go out and look at property. And
That's good.
it's like, gee, that's great. I'll meet you there. I'll make sure the seller isn't home, and I won't go in with you.
Right. Yeah. Go full
Um,
force virtual, right?
exactly. I am contacting agents that I know work certain market areas and telling them about my vacant listings and saying, you're welcome to go and open it up and just let your client look at it. You don't have to accompany them in. Um, the tricky part is getting them to remember to wipe sanitizer on the key in the lockbox after they're done. But we'll get by. I am skeptical if they've touched the lockbox, if the next person that touches the lockbox is actually at any significant risk, as long as they've been following protocol, washing their hands and using hand sanitizer. But they won't buy it if they can't see it. Or as Barb Schwartz used to say, you can't sell what they can't see.
Exactly, yeah. And also, whoever is watching us, make sure that according to the rules of your either local board or the city or the county, what you can or cannot do. Things changing by the day, and last night, Los Angeles also changed, some rules about what you can or cannot do. Just make sure that you're following the rules properly to keep the safety of yourself and of the public as well. Geoff,
I agree with that. And no one looks good in an orange jumpsuit.
yeah, well, maybe some. What do you do to kill time besides talking to us right now?
I'm doing 5 or 6 virtual meetings a day because we're preparing for the C.A.R. spring meeting, which occurs the end of April. And we are actually going to be conducting all of our committee meetings and our board of directors meeting on a platform much like this. So it'll be interesting. I have never attended a meeting with 800 people online at the same time. And in 2015, when I was treasurer of the California Association of Realtors, at a leadership meeting, I said, we should only be having essential meetings when we get together. All the non-essential committees should be meeting virtually prior to the gathering for the business meetings. And everybody poo-pooed it and said it would never work. Guess what? It works.
Yeah. But you said well a few minutes ago. You said you know, think about the new normal, adjust to how things will be the day after tomorrow, and what is this experience? What can you learn from this experience, right?
It, I agree, and I don't know what to expect, but I do see changes coming. Frankly, I see a lot of changes in the way that we interact with our clients because our clients also are becoming much more comfortable with technology like we're using this morning. So we'll be able to have meetings with our clients. If you're working with an investment group of 3 or 4 people, you'll all be able to have a call like this and discuss things together in a group, even though they may be located in different parts of the country. So I think that that's a real upside from this, and everybody's going to be comfortable with it. I also think that at least for an initial showing, that many people are going to be a lot more comfortable with a virtual walkthrough. I've been using a product which you, I'm sure, are aware of called Matterport for
Right.
some time, and Matterport, which I always thought was an incredible tool, is now even more valuable. The clients are actually starting to learn to use it, and they can at least get a really good first look at the property to decide whether it's on the short list of 1 or 2 that I'm going to show them. That beats the socks out of showing them 10. I think that it's in the long run, it will provide that benefit for us, that they will be more prepared to make a decision with 1 or 2 showings.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I know that a lot of companies out there definitely, or agents definitely embraced the use of technology. You know what's funny, Geoff, that some people that just maybe neglected or didn't see as importance, didn't put as much importance to things such as okay, video conferences or Matterport or whatever. Right now, it's just there's no other choice.
That's exactly right. They've been forced to come into the current century.
Yeah. Um, Anything else you want to add, Jeff? Before I know that you have to jump on your other calls as well. So anything else you want to add?
No, really, I wish that you all be well, that you all be safe, that you all be um, as content as you can be while you're sheltered in place. And most of all, I wish you all tremendous success. Uh, Many runs an incredible 2 offices, and I think with his support and the support that KW has for you, you're going to fare this just fine. It's going to be a little bit inconvenient. It's going to be a little bit boring, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not the train.
Yeah, beautiful said, Jeff. Thank you for the compliments and for the feedback. I appreciate you. Wish you all the best. Stay safe and keep doing amazing things for us, the realtors out there. So thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Meny. It's good to talk to you. Take care, everybody.
Okay, thanks. That was Geoff McIntosh. Thank you again, Jeff, for your time. And by the way, yes, he what he mentioned was the Matterport, the 3D Matterport. So go online and search what it is, or shoot me a text or an email. I'll share more with you. Next, we're going to have on the call Steve. Let me see if I can get Steve. Steve, are you on the line? Steve Barbadoro?
I am here, Meny.
Hey, Steve, how is it going?
Good, Meny. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for joining us over the phone. We are also live on Facebook, and we can see your beautiful picture on the screen.
Standing around, yeah, lurking, yeah.
Yeah, well, Steven, so share with us, first of all, just, who you are, what you do, and then we're going to ask a couple of questions.
Well, I'm Steve Barbadoro, Steve Barbadoro Insurance Agency, a 30-year agent in the business. I've known you for many years and admired your work over at KW, and I'm watching things from the insurance side. I really appreciate all the thoughts and sentiments that Geoff had, and concur with him on most everything that he said. These are strange and difficult times. Insurance is a little different than real estate. It tends to be more one-on-one, but the problems are out there, as we know.
Yeah. What, Steven? So, what kind of insurance are you specialized in?
Well, I'm a little bit of a jack of all trades. I specialize mostly in business insurance, but we do home, auto, health insurance, life insurance. It's a little bit of everything, Meny. I've always wanted to service my clients to the best of my ability, with the best of my knowledge in the products. And over 30 years, we've tried to help in many aspects. Business insurance, is where we focus most of our business. I'm a general liability agent. I provide general liability for a lot of situations and a lot of businesses. Home insurance, as you well know, goes hand in hand with your business. And there's a lot of flags and negotiations out there right now. A lot of things are changing. As Geoff said, it's going to be a new situation. I think I mentioned to you, though, insurance is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of live through disaster, and we're definitely in a disaster. And insurance tends to not change too much. It's like a bug that runs away under the shadows and then re-shows itself. You're in the middle of a pandemic, but your auto insurance is due. It's tricky like that.
So let me ask you a couple of questions. And the reason I'm having you on the call is, hosting various dignitaries and professionals like you that involved in our industry directly or indirectly. In of course, there's a lot of questions from realtors or homeowners. Two questions. First of all, is there anything to do with homeowners insurance that people can take advantage of, or anything that changed as far as once again, things changing by the day? And the second question I'm going to ask you is about what you just touched a few minutes ago regarding payments. We see more and more of the crisis going to a place where, besides all the stimulus plans right now, they pushing or deferring payments for mortgages or rents and everything. Do you see the same thing affects premiums as auto insurance or different types of insurances?
Well, I can't speak for all companies. I have a host of companies at my disposal, but I can't speak for every company. Like, I can't speak for Allstate. I can't speak for State Farm, different companies like that. I can't speak for farmers, but I know a little bit about those companies. But the first thing that I would say is be proactive. Be your own advocate and make the call to your carrier. When you have an auto insurance payment, you call the agent, you call the carrier, customer service, and you ask, can I defer this payment? You owe $160. You don't have it right at the moment, and you need to defer it. Now, everybody has different deferment plans. So they'll waive late fees. They won't even send out a notice of cancellation, I noticed, on many carriers. The one that scares you, the pink slip that says, you're going to be canceled if you don't make the payment. They're not going to do that.
Right.
But the flip side is they will remember what is owed, and they will probably bill down the line. I don't see any grants at this point down the line in insurance. So if you owe $160 and you deferred it for that month, it'll just be remembered, and you'll catch up later. If the pandemic gets worse, you'll add up those $160 payments, And then there might be a payment plan for the deferred payments as you pick up your payment, in August or September at the normal rate. So insurance is not built to forget about payments, unfortunately.
Right.
But proactive phone calls is very important.
So what do you recommend is, whoever you are out there watching, based on need, of course, pick up the phone and call your company or those companies and, see if they can help, because this thing affects everybody. Naturally, there's a lot of also very unique understanding from various companies of how to handle those circumstances.
Well, again, you're going to be proactive. You're going to call and discuss the payment that's owed. You're going to see how far it can be deferred. You're going to make sure no late fees are incurred. You mentioned on one of your first questions what to do on home insurance when it renews.
Right.
As we speak, I'm renewing home insurance for various clients, and for now, they are able to pay that renewal. We don't know what the future holds, but there is no deferment on renewal, again, because insurance is that bug that comes out of the shadow. They don't want to, go away. There's no disappearing on your April 15th renewal. You know what I mean? It just renews. Now, again, I go back to my proactive mode. You're going to make that call and try to work with the agent or the carrier, customer service carrier, as to what you're trying to do. If you can't make your homeowner's renewal, you must call and try to negotiate whatever there's available. I don't see renewal deferment, but I do see payment deferment out there.
Right. Okay. And this is all great insight from, insurance agent point of view. So the call for action is just take initiative and pick up the phone and see if they can help.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Being proactive, even before this, being proactive is something that people need to do. Yes, call me or call the customer service representative of the carrier. Both can assist. But like I said, in home insurance, there is no deferment that I see in terms of renewal. But if you're on a payment plan and then you call up the next month and say, hey, I'm virus deficient on my payment, you might be able to negotiate a deferment on the next several payments. God willing, we get out of this, June, July, August.
Right. Well, it's all great. Sorry, go ahead.
There's another thing too on business insurance. Most businesses, and I know Geoff talked about the trials and tribulations that he had with his restaurant. And I feel so bad for him right now because of those employees. A lot of businesses call me and say, hey, I lost income. Is the business interruption covered by my business policy? And that's a very natural question. Unfortunately, insurance companies are very insidious. They already wrote into the exclusions the virus. They call it a virus exclusion. And so we did a test case. We put in a claim for loss of income, and it got bounced back pretty quick, citing the exclusion of the virus on the policy. So they were not able to recover their loss of income. And like Geoff said, the various federal, state, and local loan situations that are out there, that's where to go to try to mitigate the loss of income.
Does that
at this point?
Right. Does that include force majeure?
Well, force majeure, I've heard a little bit about it. It's kind of a civil thing. The companies are not going to respond very well, as you can imagine, to paying loss of income on a force majeure civil situation or something like that. And I've been told by various adjusters that if they did cover the business income of the virus shutting down businesses, the insurance industry as we know it would collapse into abyss.
Right.
So there's not going to be too much that the insurance company, unfortunately, is going to respond to. I'm sure there'll be lawsuits. I'm sure there'll be lobbying lawsuits here and there, because lawyers will want to test the system for the virus exclusion or the force majeure.
Right. Well, this is all great insight, Stephen. Stephen Brevidoro with Stephen Brevidoro Insurance Agency. I want to thank you for your time and your expertise and sharing everything with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Meny. And as always, you do a great job for the community, the surrounding community, and you're just, they threw away the mold with you, Meny. You're a great guy.
Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate you as well. Stay safe and keep doing a great job out there. Much appreciated.
Stay safe as well to everybody. Thanks for having me on, Meny.
Yeah, thanks. Now we're going to have Anna Armstrong. Anna, are you on the line with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me, Meny?
Yes, I can hear you, and I can see your camera, but it's aiming somewhere. It's kind of funky. So if you can just fix your camera so we can see you as well, if you want to be seen. If not, that's fine. Anna Armstrong. Oh, now we can see you. Yeah.
Some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we got you. So Anna Armstrong owns a moving company. I'm going to have you share a bit more about yourself and your company. And the reason that I'm having you on this call today is to share some insight from a mover point of view. You guys been out there or still out there on the field servicing clients. And it's interesting to first of all to hear once again your experience and also how you can keep supporting us and our clients out there. Anna, thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me today during these extraordinary times. So, for those that don't know me and haven't used our services before, we move people, we ship their household goods, whether it's residential or a corporate employee that has to move for the company. And we ship on a global level. Locally, we do MOPs, move on premises, storage, packing, third-party services, vehicles, intrastate to the Bay Area, San Francisco, Sacramento, and domestic, state to state. So we are a global relocation service provider for your valued clients. During these extraordinary times, we've had to take extraordinary measures. And I'll just read through some of the measures that we have taken. Our service is considered essential. As such, we will continue to operate under our pandemic business plan. And the reason why I said that is that there was talk about shutting all of the moving companies down. And from some of our realtors, there are no active moving companies out there at this time. So most of the realtors that I work with, I've been working with them for many years, including C.A.R, California Association of Realtors. We have a long-term relationship with C.A.R, and we are their preferred moving company. So I just wanted to mention that because some realtors are very wary about moving services and who they recommend to their valued customers and their valued clients. I have 28 years of moving experience as a sales rep. I'm actually on the front line in people's homes. Keller Williams realtor recommended me to one of his customers who I met yesterday inside the home. When I spoke to the customer, she said, Anna, I'm going to wear my mask. And I said, I'm going to wear mine as well. So I wore my gloves and I wore my mask, as did the customer. We did a tour of her home. She's moving to Arizona in a few weeks. I was able to set her mind at ease and provide her with an accurate estimate and set her up for moving services to Arizona. It's that quick.
Right.
There's a lot of representatives that are very scared to go into people's homes. But with the right materials, you should be fine. Most customers are aware of the climate out there, and they will wear masks as such to safeguard their surroundings. So I just wanted to read a little bit more about our measures and what we're taking. Moving is an essential service to our customers. In most cases, moving plans were made weeks ago or months ago. Our customers no longer have the option to stay or delay their move. We are delivering them into their homes where they can shelter. We are evacuating them from their homes where another family will be moving, giving them shelter. Either way, our service is essential. Continuing to provide service gives our independent contractors and our company crews the opportunity to continue to work if they so choose, which means some of our van operators, they don't want to work during this climate, and some choose to work. So that's their option. They're not forced to work. They can work as I've decided I would like to work during this climate. We have been able to set up virtual offices and separate our office environments to make them safer for essential services. That means we do have office staff that are working from the home or they're working from the office. So we've had to split up the staff because of social distancing.
Right.
We are a big van lines. We are the biggest Atlas agent out there, which means we haul thousands and thousands of shipments on an annual basis. 2 years ago, our volume was 77,000 people on a global level. That's a lot of people. We don't know what to expect this year because the numbers are fluctuating. We have been able to set up virtual offices and support essential services. The technology to perform a virtual move is yet to be invented. Think, beam me up, Scotty. There's no virtual move out there. If a client has to move, we have to move them, which means to be on the as a realtor knows, you're dealing with closing dates and escrow dates. They fluctuate. We work with the realtor. If a customer calls us and says their escrow has been delayed, they need to push it back or move it up, we're there for them. So we work directly with the realtor and the client when we have issues with closing, because we know that it's very essential to have the client move in a timely manner. So we're there. So we are in uncharted waters, as many industries are at this time, and we continue to navigate those uncharted waters on a daily basis. As Geoff had mentioned, that changes daily. But we're there. Our customers know that we're there. They have direct contact with me, text, cell phone, or email. They can call me, and there's been some changes directly with our logistics department on a global level. As we continue to monitor the evolving circumstances surrounded by COVID-19, we have been adjusting our operations to suit our customers' needs. It's not cookie cutter out there. There's nothing cookie cutter about this climate. Our van lines are one of very few moving companies that can weather the storm. We've been through the dot-com meltdown, the housing meltdown. We've been through earthquakes, and now we are weathering the COVID-19. And it is a fearful navigation, but we're willing to do that for our customers. They need us at this time more so than any other time.
Yeah, great information, Anna. Thank you so much. And we've been chatting the last I don't know, about a week and a half or so, just to schedule a time to put you on the broadcast to share some insight. And every time I spoke to you, you were in your car, or on the road in the field, and I want to thank you for doing this, because I know how many how many people are affected by it, and yes, it is essential for some people. Some people would, maybe might consider it not to be essential, but it's all case by case. Do you experience, I mean, I'm guessing the answer is going to be yes. I just want to hear it from your point of view, a drop of, orders or moves that people are needing? Like, what is, or different way to ask actually, what is the biggest need right now? From what kind of clientele? People just, they think that it's a better time to move out of the area, or just people that, already sold or whatever they had to go through?
Great question, Meny. So when this pandemic originally started, I would say the upsurge was the beginning of March. People, our customers were panicked. I mean, you could hear it in their voice. And the moves that I was servicing, those clients at the beginning of March who were panicked, and they have every reason to be panicked, were overseas shipments. People that I had seen in January, February, and that they were selling their homes or moving May, June, and July, now had to jumpstart their move and move in March, when they were calling me. And they said, Anna, the flights are being restricted, or the flights countries, Norway, Germany, Asia, are going to be stopped, and they needed to leave ASAP. Right. So, whether ready or not, they had to jumpstart their move by several months. And the concern was, can you pick it up? It doesn't matter where it's going or how it gets there. We just need it out of the house now. Because they had a flight to catch. One customer was moving to Norway. I spoke to her March the 2nd, and we moved her the following week. Because the flights were stopping on Friday. There was a deadline for most airlines with international travels, so they had to get on that flight, otherwise they would have to stay. So I would say that was the most heart-rending thing during this pandemic, is the upsurge in international business. And I would say it's calmed down considerably at this time. What I'm seeing more is people selling, customers selling their homes and needing storage. We have a 45,000 square foot warehouse in Long Beach. That's the office where I work out of. But as I mentioned, we are all over the world. So if you needed storage in New York or Texas or wherever your real estate agents are, we can service your customers' needs if storage is needed. I can service a move in 3 days. If a customer or a realtor calls me and says, Anna, we need this house emptied out, like immediately, I can make that happen.
Yeah. Anna, how can we get in touch with you? How can people get in touch with you directly?
I would say the best number would be my cell phone number. I work morning, noon, and night. So my cell phone number is 562-577-4200. My phone is always on. You can send me a text. It doesn't matter how late. I work throughout the night. The lady that was moving to Arizona, I signed her up, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. So everything's on the internet. The docs are DocuSign, just like realtors. Most of my clients, sometimes I don't even get to meet them. If they have to fly, the realtor will let me in the house, and I'll take care of business. It's that simple. So is this move going to cost my company? I can put a ballpark estimate together so they know what they're looking at as far as finances, so that they can get their ducks in a row and estimate their budget. Right now, with a lot of people working, budget is crucial. A lot of people, they haven't predicted a move or being out of a job at this time. So I have a lot of options, a lot of suggestions. I just tell people, if you don't have a budget, you don't have any money, you have to move, put it in self-storage. We'll pick it up at a later time. It's that simple. So there's a lot of options that I provide to the realtor and to the customer. They feel like they're stuck in some way.
Yeah, good input for sure. Anna, can you please repeat very slowly your phone number once again? 562.
Absolutely. Eric.
Oh, hold on, Anna. We cannot. Hold on. We cannot hear you for some reason. 1 second. Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. Well, hopefully we didn't lose you. But in any case, I have Anna's cell phone number. I'm gonna put it on the line. Anna, can you hear us? Are you still there? Okay, that's fine. Anna Armstrong with the Atlas Van Lines moving company. I want to thank you so much. I'm going to type in your information. I do have your number, so I'm going to share your number with whoever was watching us. That's okay. All right, Anna, thank you so much. We can see, but we can't hear you. In any case, thank you everybody for watching us, for joining today, and taking the time to watch us. We had the pleasure to start the meeting today with Geoff McIntosh, then Steve Brevidoro, and then Anna Armstrong, moving company. I'm going to share her information. Guys, thank you so much. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay focused, and stay busy. And we will see you virtually very, very soon. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Thanks for everyone who was watching us on Facebook Live as well. Be well. And thank you for sharing this.